Hey guys, Pete here again, or Tweenwave. Glad to touch base with you once again. It's been a couple weeks. It always seems to be a couple weeks. There's always threads that I miss out on, or I'm late to the party on, like this 80s thread, which I want to cover. And I think pretty much everyone has already gone already, but I figure it's never too late, and I've got some cool records to show from the 80s that I really like. That was the only criteria. I decided not to make it all-encompassing. There's just too many things to include that I would have had to leave out. I'm playing in the background right now one of the rejects. This is Daydream Nation. This would have probably made it if I had the vinyl, but I was a purist for the rules, and I decided to just keep it vinyl only, and pretty much stayed completely within the 1 year, one record for each year, with one minor exception for 1981, which we'll get to in a second. So this is just some records I really like from the 80s. First one is actually an EP, really cool record here. This is Glenn Branca, Lesson Number 1, and it's a 2-song EP. Side 1 is Lesson Number 1 for electric guitar. Side 2 is Dissonance. Ooh, look at that face. One of the coolest guys to ever pick up an electric guitar. This came out on his own label, 99 Records. And it's really, really cool. This would be called No Wave, I guess. If you want to hear what a very small community of people were doing in New York at the late 70s and early 80s, check this one out, and check out the next album he did, The Ascension. If I had that one on vinyl, I would definitely include that for 1981. That came out the following year. But this is really cool stuff. I think some of the guys from Sonic Youth play with him, not on this EP, but on The Ascension they do. So get that one, get it. And also get James Chance too, and what else is there? The No New York compilation is some good no wave too. So 1981, I decided to get a little creative, and I went with Erg, A Music War, and it's 2 LPs of just, you can see some of the artists on here. You get all kinds of post-punk and synth pop and other stuff. OMD's on here, Wall of Voodoo, The Police, Oingo Boingo, XTC, the band X, Magazine, and then there's a couple bands I don't know too well at all, like the Alley Cats, or Jules Holland, or the Owl Pairs. I haven't checked out very much. Gary Newman's on here, Joan Jett's on here. The Flesh Tones are cool, garage rock stuff. So I figure between this and the next record, there's a lot of stuff covered. The next record is also from 1981. This is why I'm cheating, because I'm picking 2 compilations. But I feel this is sort of like a companion piece. This is another soundtrack to a video like Erg, A Music War was. This is Dance Craze, and this covers all the ska stuff that the Erg didn't cover. And there's pretty much every great, what would this be, second wave ska, the Specials, the English Beat, Madness. There's also Bad Manners are on here, the Body Snatchers, so some lesser known artists are on here too. And some nice pictures on the back here. So that's a cool one. I figure between this one and this one, you got enough to, it doesn't cover everything. The Dead Kennedys aren't on there, and the Circle Jerks aren't on there, but, you can't cover everything. 1982, this one's weird. This is Laurie Anderson, Big Science, and yes, I really, really do like this. I'm not just picking it to be weird, although it really is. Somehow this is where the mainstream and the avant-garde sort of connected, and this became kind of a big hit. There was a single called Oh Superman that I guess was popular. This was before my time. I mean, I was born in the 80s, but not until 86, so I kind of don't believe people when they say that was popular. I just can't believe this was popular, but it was, so there you go. 1983, this one's probably a popular choice, but it's a good choice. It's REM. This is their, debut full-length album. And then after Chronic Town, this is Murmur. And I don't know what else to say about this. I'm sure this has been covered. I think I've seen a couple people show this one, or at least REM. REM was, there was a lot of, you know what? They have a lot of good songs, and I'm just looking at the songs here. They're pretty much all good. So, and then moving right along to 1984, Cocteau Twins. I actually did show this in another video. That was the other criteria for this video. I didn't want to show things that I've already shown too much. But this one, I was going through in 84, and I just really, really love it. I love the singing by Elizabeth Fraser. She's one of my favorite female singers. So get this dream pop stuff if you haven't checked it out. And a lot of their albums are good, but I think this one probably my favorite. Here's another band with a lot of good songs in the 80s. New Order. This is 1985. This is Low Life. And here's another just really, really consistent record with like every song being awesome. The Perfect Kiss, Subculture, Sunrise is good, Love Vigilantes is good. Could have gone with a number of their records, including that Substance from 1987. That's all their singles. That's sort of probably their most well, I don't know. I like Low Life. I went with Low Life. That's my favorite. 1986. Here's one of my favorite bands, The Pogues. This is actually another EP, but I felt this was sort of maybe even better than the full-length albums. There's only 4 songs, but they're all so good, including and it kind of sort of represents all their styles. Planxty Knoll Hill is like the instrumental, really cool arrangements there. A Rainy Night in Soho is a really romantic ballad. The Body of an American is the fast, upbeat song, and then London Girl is the other song. Don't know what to say about that one. But yeah, the Pogues, love the Pogues, and I just had to represent them somehow. I know Big Star 1000 really showed Rum Sodomy and the Lash, and that one could have easily made 1985. Okay, 1987, here's another common pick, but it's really good. It's Prince, Sign of the Times. Here's another guy with a lot of great music in the 80s. This one might be his best. I don't know, it's a tough call. I decided to just go with this one because, I don't know, 87 was sort of, there was some other, well, there's a lot of good records made every year. But this, I really, really like, you know, it's a double album, so you kind of have Prince doing, you know, the stuff he does well, and then some other sort of stranger stuff, and I even like, you know, It's Gonna Be a Beautiful Night, which is like the 9-minute jam. I like that one. I don't know why I keep holding this up. Here's another one I don't think needs to be said. Pretty much been talked about incessantly. 1988, here's some punk rock. Here's another band I really, really love, and I don't know if they've gotten a lot of attention. No Means No, from Canada, I think Victoria, BC, Canada. This one is called Small Parts, Isolated and Destroyed. They're on Alternative Tentacles. They're sort of hardcore, but with a lot of weird technical parts, and they're just such a great band. I love No Means No, and you can tell the cover's a little beat here, a little bit of wear here too. So this, I found this really cheap because it was a little beat cover-wise. The record's in good shape though. This is what Alternative Tentacles looks like, in case you don't know. And yeah, really, really good stuff there. And then 1989, I decided got to include some hip-hop, so I went with the DOC. Here's Dr. Dre making some really good beats. The DOC's a really good MC too. No One Can Do It Better is the name of it, and pretty much every song is it's just one great beat after another. Kind of tragic what happened, because he was either in a car accident or a motorcycle accident. Destroyed his vocal cords. He can't really rap anymore at all, which is too bad. And then the last track is basically NWA, although it's not, they don't list the featurings, but I think Eazy-E sings, yeah. Yeah, Eazy-E's singing. Anyway, I really like the beats. I like this even more than the NWA Straight Outta Compton record, so I went with this one instead of that one. So that's the 80s. I'm so far behind that there's already a 70s thread that I'm going to have to do. So that'll be next, hopefully in a few days. And knowing me, it might take up to a week, but hopefully not. So thanks for watching, and yeah, this was fun. Let's keep doing this.